All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Monday here in the city of Miami. Going live once again to talk to the people, the locals. How's your week going, Miami? Is it all going to plan? How was your weekend? Did you go hard? You don't say. You don't say. I got this live stream thing figured out little by little. We'll be doing these a lot more consistently and creating a podcast out of it. What's up to everybody that joined us on the chat? Thank you for participating. I had a nice writing session today to send you that newsletter for those that are subscribed to the emails. I'm going through a big transition in life as a local Miamian. I'm realizing what's it like to really be a local around here? Do you really need to be all flashy? Do you really need to go hard with the flex? Because in my opinion, that sounds exhausting. Every single day I got to show you the car I'm driving or the jewelry I'm wearing or how much money I've got or how many bad bitches I'm rolling with. Don't you think after a while it kind of becomes like a full-time job? Oh man, I got to create content and remind the people I'm better than them. I mean, if I got to the level where I got like a lot of money, right, like multi-millionaire status, I think it would get to me, but it'll be like ironic. I probably would wear a fur coat in 90-degree weather, maybe like do a photo shoot, post stuff like that on the gram, just to be funny, me sweating, going out of my way to look a certain way. But then after a while, you're just going to look at the photos and you'll be able to tell by the look in my eye that I just can't do this anymore. Yesterday we were talking about Justin Bieber's performance at Coachella and how he did an entire performance from his laptop. You know that guy's done with that life, man. And to be honest with you, man, I thought it was a creative way to do a performance. I mean, it definitely stood out. Everyone talked about it. He went back to the roots, back to being a human being. And I'm very much so in touch with that side of myself. Like, I know what my limits are as a person. I know my abilities, what I'm capable of and what I'm not capable of. And if I was a rich multimillionaire, I probably wouldn't let a lot of people know about that. You know what I mean? Like I'd be very low key about it. If anyone's ever gotten out of Miami and gone on a road trip, 3 hours in any direction, you'll notice that Miami has a lot of loud money. Like a lot of loud money. Like even if you got something that's like $100,000, which is really nothing in Miami, you're out there. People are out there showing that they've got that. At least hold a band up or something, right? If you go anywhere in Florida, what they got is quiet money. When was the last time you've ever seen a pamphlet for a travel brochure to go visit Naples? You know why they don't promote that as a place to go visit as a vacation spot? Because they don't want us there. They want their beaches to be quiet, clean, and empty. And let me tell you, the beaches in Naples are gorgeous. I've driven to Naples many times, and it's one of the best kept secrets of Florida. Pretty much any beach town in Florida outside of South Beach is beautiful. And we just don't promote it. We don't tell people to go visit those areas because we don't got to show off that money as an old person. Of course, I'm speaking on their behalf. They don't got to show off that money. And that's what's great about Florida, It still is a retirement place. And if you retire in Miami, you're just going to be a sugar daddy. That's the real retirement plan. Sarasota is beautiful. St. Pete beaches are beautiful. St. Augustine. All those places are wonderful beach towns. Now, granted, there's no nightlife, but they've got quiet money there. Like you'd look through the forests as you're driving down the Florida Turnpike, and you will see mansions, farms, and something that looks like a chicken shack, but it's got 2 floors, so it looks luxurious nonetheless. It looks country luxurious. Because they're quiet about that kind of money. They don't gotta let you know about that. In Miami, we got to let everybody know we got a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom with the skyline. And then when you look across the skyline, you don't even got a good view. You just got another building of people overpaying for their apartments. That's the view these days. What's up to everybody on the chat? Ed says more money, more problems. Well, I mean, the thing is, money can solve problems, but you know how they say what you own ends up owning you? If you put too much focus on it, eventually your life will be for that and that only. Now, there's people out there that are destined to do that. There's moguls. There's people born into wealth. There's people that hit the lotto. There's sugar babies that found the guy that pays for her entire lifestyle. There's a lot of people that come across big amounts of money very quickly, and they're just destined to live like that. Now, for the majority of the people that have to make it $1 at a time, the most important thing you could do with money is, are you free enough to enjoy it? That's what I learned the hard way. It doesn't really matter how much you've got. Do you have the creativity to live a life of freedom? Because let me tell you, man, there's people out there that are close to gypsies and they're living their best life. You know that person. They've got memes about it all over social media. Your unemployed friend on a Tuesday at 3:30 in the afternoon, and it's him like on a hammock somewhere by the beach, drinking a pina colada, just enjoying life in his flip-flops. Doing way better than somebody making $70K at an office job. Think about it. But the city of Miami says, no, man, you got to have a lot of money if you really want the freedom around here. But then what ends up happening? You got to get the money to pay for the Lambo you rented. You're going to have to pay for that one bedroom, one bathroom with the air mattress on the floor. Okay, maybe you got a roommate sleeping on a towel in the kitchen or something. I don't know. But if you got to maintain that Miami lifestyle, that's a job. That's exhausting. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Go Hug O Gold? Yeah, but that's there's less energy. He's got another. The skylines are unique here because they're like full of people. Most skylines are empty, commercial buildings. Whatever skyline you live in. A skyline is where there's a lot of buildings, right? If you live in a town or in a city and you look out the window and there's a skyline, you're probably overpaying rent. They've got you. This is the area where everybody at least pays 20% more than what the space you live in is worth. And then you got HOAs on top of that. But I don't really think HOAs in other cities are as bad as here in Miami, you know. Isn't there like a scandal going on in one of the buildings when it comes to HOA? Let me see something. HOA scandal in Miami. Yeah, 3 days ago. Let's take a look here.
A condo building manager is under arrest, accused of cashing in behind the scenes, actually pocketing thousands in kickbacks. Local 10 Samir Nefsi is live outside the jail in West Miami-Dade with details on this one. Samir?
Christy, investigators say this building manager received more than $20,000 in kickback payments. We've learned the investigation kickstarted in February when an HOA member raised concerns over possible mismanagement of association funds.
You were arrested for 30.
Look, I'm surprised that these kinds of arrests only happen like once every year, because you know damn well that HOAs is definitely hustle on apartments. There's places that either I visited or lived in, because I did have a brief stint living in Miami Beach for a little while, where HOAs are going absolutely nowhere. The elevators don't work after a while. The gym, you don't even use. The windows aren't that clean. The guy in the front desk is half asleep or not even present at all. And I've even heard that there's luxury buildings out there that are running like 40 to 50 grand for HOA. And they said it's not even worth the price. You think? You might as well have a maid as part of the HOA with those prices. That's somebody's salary out there.
Seven counts of solicitation or accepting a kickback, 1 count of organized fraud, 1 count of grand theft.
Maria del Carmen Alvarez Concepcion in front of a Miami-Dade judge Friday, facing a slew of charges linked to her work here at the Grinnell's Park Club condominium, where she was trusted as the building manager.
There's 37 counts.
Club condominium.
Just looking at that, look, there you go, right there. Hold on, let's just take a look at this building. Just by looking at the building alone, I can already show evidence that the HOA. Why would you need HOA for a building like this? It doesn't make any sense. What is that? Is that a rafter where like a wrestler comes down from the top? Why? Look at that thing, man. It looks like a prison. If your building looks like this, no HOA fees anymore. Everybody cleans their own apartment, and just by zoning laws alone, you got to make sure nothing's falling off. That's it. That's all you need. Why does a building like this have expensive HOAs? It's beyond me. It's a hustle on apartments. It's not even worth getting an apartment in Miami these days, but you can't even get a proper house. You're going to have to go somewhere to Homestead to find at least something affordable, which makes everything 2 hours away, not including rush hour traffic.
The Grinnell's Park Club condominium, where she was trusted as the building manager.
There's 37 counts. It says a total of $20,910 of kickback money she received as a.
How much?
If kickback says a total of $20,910.
20,000? She didn't take that much. I mean, come on. You don't have to let her slide with that one, right? Just pay it back.
If kickback money she received as a property manager.
According to arrest documents,
And what did she do with the money?
Concerns to an HOA board member about the 57-year-old allegedly soliciting and accepting kickback payments in the form of cash and Zelle transfers. The board member telling investigators there had been concerns as Alvarez Concepcion had, quote, exclusive control over multi-million-dollar contracts, a lack of financial transparency, questionable fees, missing records, in the exclusion of certain board members from major association decisions. Over the span of about 9 months.
Hustle on apartments. That's the brand new HOA. I got to put that on a shirt or something, man. You heard it here first. Years ago, actually.
The building manager is alleged to have solicited and accepted illegal kickback payments. While being questioned by investigators, the 57-year-old admitted to accepting the payments while acting as the site manager, say documents.
Good luck to you, man.
All right, and exclusion of.
I don't know who that judge is, but I will say this. She's definitely arresting everybody. If I ever have to go to court and I see that lady as the judge, I'm like, it's a wrap, man. Just give me the maximum sentence and we'll just leave. Let's save time. If you see that lady in the courtroom, it's over. Let's see what's trending in Miami these days. All right, events for April. All right, let's review some events.
Now to the 5th. Miami-Dade Youth Fair rides, fair food, and family fun. 2nd, Night Lab at.
Oh yeah, that's right. I haven't been to the fair in years. Is the fair even worth it anymore? How has the fair been? Has it gotten better or worse? Man, I haven't been to the fair since like before the pandemic, man. Huh. I completely forget.
Frost Science, After Hours Science, plus planetarium shows. 3rd to 5th, Longines Global Champions Tour Miami Beach. 5th, Easter Sunday and Miami brunches, egg hunts, and.
That's not really an event. I mean, that's just an excuse to go get drunk in the daytime. That's not really much going on at a brunch, huh? I mean, if that's considered a Miami event, then you might as well just say there's also a happy hour down the block at your local bar.
Festive vibes. 6th, Marlins Passover at the Park, baseball plus community celebration. 9th to 19th. Miami Film Festival, global films and premieres, 9th to 11th. Arabian Horse Tour, stunning horses on the beach, 10th to 12th. Tortuga Music Festival, beachfront country plus live music, 11th to 12th. Miami Beach Pride Parade, festival and celebration, 11th. Miami River Day Festival.
All right, I got the gist of it. All right, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to look up. I've never been to the Tortuga Beach Festival. What is it? Is it country? Who plays here? Oh, it's a reggae festival. Well, I mean, like based on the music that they use for that reel, it sounds like music you'd hear in stock footage websites. All right, let's see who was on the lineup. Post Malone, okay, I know that name. Ice Cube, I know Ice Cube. The Fray, okay, I think, yeah, that sounds familiar. Kenny Chesney. So, let me see. I can't tell what kind of music. Oh, Afro Man. That guy's been making waves. How legendary was his appearance in court? All right, let's see. So, what kind of music can people expect at the Tortuga Music Festival? Quite frankly, based on some of the artists that I see on this flyer alone, I'm surprised that something like this is in Fort Lauderdale. I didn't know this existed. Well, I did, but I've never been to the point where I get reminded often of, oh, so it's country music, rock and beach. So it's like what, like dad rock meets yacht rock and some reggae. Couple of curveballs. Yep. Overall vibe, a country, rock, and roots festival. All right, so if you're retired and live in Fort, see, this is the kind of stuff you would see where the quiet money's at. You see how low. This is a great example of what I mean by quiet money. Look at the Tortuga Music Festival happening in Fort Lauderdale Beach, which is just in the cusp, past the bound. You go past Fort Lauderdale, and it becomes the retirement area for everyone else. Look how low key this is compared to the kinds of flyers you see in Miami. Simple. You put some gradient background of the sunset, 2 palm trees, and the lineup. That's it. See, if you were to see this in Miami, it's going to give some sort of connotation that there's drugs involved, money, VIP, and $300 chicken tenders. This looks like you're going to go there, you're going to get drunk, and you're going to pass out and go to bed by 10:30 before you can even see Post Malone. But it was all worth it. There's a little bit of a responsibility factor involved whenever you go to these kinds of events. You know that I'd say the majority of people that go to this events are probably in their 40s. I'm just guessing. If I were to shoot off the hip, based on the design of this flyer, retirement is no less than a decade away. All right. If you were to guess, hold on, I can talk to it now. Look, let's see what AI says based on my assumption. If you were to guess the demographics of people that go to the Tortuga Music Festival, how would you describe them? It's going to have to be something like dad rock, yacht rock, and the occasional 50-year-old stoner here and there. You know, maybe somebody with white hair dreadlocks or something. You want demographics for a beach country festival in Fort Lauderdale? Not exactly a mysterious novel, but fine. Let's profile let's profile the suspects. Core crowd, 21 to 40, with a heavy pocket around 23 to 35. Pretty balanced. Maybe slightly more women in groups. Income vibe, middle to upper middle. I can afford a $14 beer and still Uber home. Guys in tank tops, hats, sunglasses doing most of the personality work. Women, festival outfits that say country, but make it spring break. Here's one thing that I've learned in my single life. If a girl goes through a country phase without her having an upbringing in country, I'm immediately suspicious. What happened? Why did you go country? You've seen those girls. You know what I'm talking about. The ones that like were nightlife, clubbing, going hard, and then from one post to the next, she's now country with boots and the hat. It's like, wait a second, what happened? Why are we slightly leaning towards Christian values with a little edge involved? Personality types, the country lifestyle tourist, not actually from the South, but emotionally committed for 72 hours. I called it. I'm telling you, man. As a comedian reading the crowd, my accuracy is just getting better and better. Knows 3 to 5 lyrics per song and scream them like it's therapy. Bro, AI, you and I, we're like this now, man. It's almost like it's a friend that doesn't exist. It's almost like I have a friend that doesn't exist at this point. Coming from New York, Chicago, or LA. Exactly. Places that got nothing to... You know what? Be country this weekend. Tortuga Music Festival tickets now available. The Florida locals. From Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and nearby chaos zones. Mix of boat people, gym people, people who treat hydration like a personality test. They're there for the vibe, not the lineup. The Bachelor, Bachelorette spillover. Matching outfits. One person slightly too drunk by 2 p.m. That's the best part. The bride is somewhere crying during a love song. Half the group disappears by sunset. The influencer life. Not famous, but behaves like they are. Constant filming, slow motion hair flips, candid beat shots, leave early once they got enough content. Exactly. The actual country fans. Rare but real. Man, AI's got South Florida figured out. It's almost scarily accurate. How do you know? You don't live the Miami life. You don't live the South Florida life. How do you know this? Just by looking at a flyer. Don't you ever wonder that? Like, how do you sense these things? You're not out there walking down these beachy areas and seeing these people. They know every lyric, know every artist, every set time, quietly judging everyone else while still having a good time. I mean, that's one of the perks of getting old. You get to judge people. You lived your life. And then while other people out there figuring it out, you're like, look at this guy going through the same thing I was. What an idiot. Geographic mix. Heavy Florida presence, strong out of the state turnaround. Few international tourists. Behavioral traits, drinks early, drinks often. Friendly in that we'll be the best friends for 6 hours kind of way. High energy, low term memory. Will absolutely say this is the best weekend ever at least twice. The honest one-liner. It's a mixture of beachy Florida energy and cosplay cowboys. Cosplay cowboys. I like that. All bonding over music, alcohol, and shared belief that they might move to Nashville someday. Oh, man. When AI's got you figured out, trends are going to be moving faster and faster. You think social media and the iPhones ruin trends? AI is ruining trends because they're like, this you? Oh, shit, that's me. That's it. No more of that. I got to switch my identity every 24 hours because the AI's got it figured out. So now I want to know, like, does Tortuga Music Festival happen at the same time as the Coachella Music Festival every year? Short answer, sometimes yes, sometimes close enough to confuse people, but not by design. Early to mid-April, runs one weekend. Coachella Valley, 2 weekends in April. So they overlap. Okay, got it. All right, so this is pretty much South Florida's version of the Coachella Music Festival. All right, so let's come up with some material, shall we? What are the main differences and similarities of Coachella and Tortuga? You're basically comparing two people who both love music. but one drinks oat milk in the desert and the other one shotgun beers by the ocean. Yes. Yes, baby. Good stuff. All right. I got to do this. So Coachella versus Tortuga Music Festival. Double life. All right, so I think we could do a pretty good skit off of this. Trendy influencer heavy. All right, so Coachella is influencer heavy. I came for the content. Yeah, I think I read somewhere online that they consider Coachella officially the influencer Olympics. Music, art, fashion show disguised as a festival. Feels like Instagram became a physical place. All right, that's a good angle. Okay. All right, so Tortuga Music Festival is like if the rest of Florida came to South Florida for one weekend. Act like a Floridian this weekend. Tortuga Music Festival. Beach party with live country music. More relaxed, more actual humans having fun. Less curated, more who brought the cooler. Okay, so yeah, that'll be funny. So like influencer at Coachella would probably be like sponsored by a seltzer. And influencer at Tortuga Music Festival would be sponsored by Bud Light, baby. We drinking Bud Light. We drinking chewing tobacco, right? Chewing tobacco and meth. All right. Mostly country with some rock and pop crossover artists you can sing along to after 2 drinks. You go to vibe, not to expand your musical identity. Fashion and aesthetic. Coachella planned outfits months in advance. Desert boho. Edgy. This might not survive a washing machine. People dress for photos first, survival second. Tortuga. Tank tops, boots, bikinis, and cowboy hats. Boy, I might end up in the ocean later. Practicality. Sweat is part of the outfit. Crowd demographics. Coachella, younger, trend-driven influencer types, a lot of out-of-towners and international crowd. Networking disguised as partying. No, the other way around. Partying disguised as networking. Let's do a share for share. Country fans, local Southeast U.S. crowd, mix of party people and laid-back beachgoers. Less, what do you do? More, what are you drinking? Hey. Coachella, desert in Indio. Dry heat, dust, sunset, art installations. All right, I got the gist of it. Known for art, feels like global pop culture. Strong conservation focus, rock the ocean, environmental awareness mixed with partying. Save the ocean after this beer. Yeah, we saving the ocean, but we throwing beer cans out as well. Don't forget to cut the beer plastic circle thingies. Similarities, yes, they're not totally different species. Yes, they're not totally different species. Multi-day music, big name artists, expensive tickets and drinks. Don't act surprised. People planning their entire personality around attending. You will lose at least one friend temporarily. Oh, that's part of it. You know, the Where's Waldo aspect is you got to solve a puzzle to enjoy the festival fully. And the effort, I think if you ever lose a friend at a festival or at a party or at a nightclub, the effort that you find yourself putting to find said friend goes to show you just how much you care or how good of a friend they are or you are as an individual. It's a very insightful moment when you've got alcohol in your system and you're seeing just how much you care that your friend is missing. I've never gone more than just doing something like this and walking away. I'm not saying I'm a bad friend or anything, but at the same time, man, yeah, you walked away, man. That's on you. You probably would be upset if you saw me looking for you. Oh, there you are. God damn it. I was leaving you for a reason. I'm trying to talk to these people. All right. Just saying. I think if a friend of mine were to disappear in a party, I'd leave them alone. If Coachella is look at me, Tortuga is hang out with me. And honestly, both end with you dehydrated, broke, and convinced it was worth it. All right. So there you go. We've got a nice little tidbit here of the Coachella Music Festival versus the Tortuga Music Festival. I think we've got a nice little skit, if not a one-liner. And I got to go. We got a comedy show. I got to go down the street. Make sure you visit MiamiComedy.com. Check out all the shows we've got happening in Miami. And if you're living anywhere else, if you want to see the comedy shows in your city, it's comedycalendar.com. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.